No, I'm on coaching calls all day long. I booked 17 speaking engagements in the last 30, 45 days around this NAR buyer agency proposed settlement on buyer agency. So my coaching business is my livelihood. It's my passion. It's what I love to do.
Hey there, future real estate legends. This is Jason P. Jordan, your go-to global real estate coach and the president and CEO, the Legends International team brokered by eXp Realty. I just wanted to thank you for being here and welcome you to another episode of the Lit Real Estate Show, where we interview our equity partners at eXp Realty in the USA and from all around the globe. Now I just ask you to please subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and hitting that bell icon so you never miss another Lit show or any other future videos that I have then launch here on this channel. It also helps the show grow so we can get even more successful eXp Realty agents on to help you. Now, at the same time, if you're a subscriber, you'll get access to new shows before anyone in the world does. If you would, subscribe right now. Thanks so much. So let me introduce our guest speaker today, Mr. Brian Moses from Hollis, New Hampshire, United States. Brian Moses has sold more than 3,500 homes in his career. He's been ranked in the top 10 for a major real estate franchise from more than 140,000 agents, 7 consecutive years, and twice ranking number 2 in the world. During his illustrious career, Brian sold more than 400 homes annually, producing sales value in excess of $100 million and making over $3 million per year in commission income. In his best month, Brian recorded more than 60 sales in a month and generated over $400,000 in commissions income. Yes, you've read that correctly, in a single month. Today, Brian is a sought-after speaker, moderator, panelist, and industry expert throughout the US, Canada, and Europe, delivering his message and distinctions with agents, industry professionals to help accelerate their income and productivity. And you can see from his experience, he's been with eXp Realty, Coldwell Banker, Remax. He's been a executive vice president, senior vice president, not only working with Tony Robbins, but with Jay Kinder and Michael Reese over at the National Association of Expert Advisors. The guy is just a complete rock star. Brian, welcome to the call.
Thanks, Jason. It's great to be here with you and Marty. Thank you so much.
Well, just super excited to have you on. After I saw your video at, it was Cabo 24, right? And I was just so moved by your story, right? And I was listening to you and how you went to the university, did the track that everybody tells you to do, at least when I was growing up as a Gen Xer, right? Go to school, get good grades, go to college, and then come out and get a good paying job, right? And that's kind of where you were at, but then you told your parents no. So kind of take us from that point, where you were at coming out of school, and it's been a few years now, right? But how did you decide you wanted to move into the real estate career, and how did that get going for you?
Well, it's a great question. So I thought real estate agents made a lot of money. I didn't do any research. My perceptions, my beliefs were they drove nice cars, they wore 3-piece suits, nice shoes, good jewelry. And I thought, wow, that would be a life that I would like to live. So I saw a career night at Century 21, went. The sales manager confirmed that the sky's the limit. And I said, okay, let's go. In my first year, I made a whopping $18,000 living at home at my parents' home. And my parents are asking me, how's this going for you? Do you have any regrets that you didn't take that 6-figure salaried position with full medical benefits and travel stipends? And I'm like, no, it takes time. They told me it takes time. Year 2, I made $40,000. Year 3, struggled. Now this is gross commission income. You know that we have expenses, right? So
exactly, right.
So we had company expenses. So, I was making $18,000, that was gross, then $40,000 gross. And it really was gross because I couldn't pay my bills. In 5 years of making gross wages, gross income, I struggled and I was about to pull the ripcord, to be honest with you, and just get out of this business. And, you know, I ran into some people that changed the trajectory of my life. Three big ones were Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, and no relation to Bob, but Craig Proctor. He was the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world at the time at 29 years old. And he was killing it. And he was living the life that I wanted to live. And I asked Craig at a Mike Ferry event, hey, what would you tell a young guy 5 years into the business who wants to get your results? He said, it's really simple, just do what I do. And he walked away. And I'm like, jerk. But there's really some truth to be said to that.
Right.
And he then spoke at an event in New England, in Connecticut, and he talked about direct response marketing. And I'm like, man, this makes sense. This is a whole lot more fun than cold calling and door knocking and working my sphere of influence and begging people for leads and opportunities and spending a fortune on promotion and branding that doesn't really work. So I started to do what Craig Proctor did, and I got what Craig Proctor got. Instant leads, instant appointments, instant sales, and went from 40 transactions a year to 108 that very next year. And I never looked back. And then I took that and just reinvested what I learned from my business degree at Northeastern, you know, reinvest some profits for compounded profits, and then did it over and over and over again, and
exactly
had a pretty good, successful real estate career.
Yeah, well, you know, your numbers actually prove it as well, right? So it's not just talking the talk, you've walked the walk, you know? Yeah. So, you know, having a successful career in real estate, then you got into the coaching business, right? And you were growing that, and you still have a nice coaching business today. What made you decide to come to eXp Realty? Because, you know, I know a lot of coaches who have successful businesses that have said to me, or I've heard say that they were afraid to come to eXp Realty, that maybe it would cannibalize their business, their coaching business. So what made you decide to make the move?
Well, I had that fear as well. In fact, I didn't even, you know, the biggest mistake. So I didn't have a real estate license. When I sold my business in 2009 to go into coaching and training full time, that was my next plateau. That was my next identity. I wanted to share my experiences with other agents who were in my shoes early on and show them that there is an easier way. There is a faster way. It doesn't take years to build your business. You can do it instantly. You can generate a listing in the next 48 hours. It's not difficult. You just need to have a different approach and a different mindset. And you know, sometimes when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So people told me about this great company, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm doing really well in coaching. I'm all set. Appreciate you reaching out to me. And I thought I was misinformed, misguided, naive to think that it was just another real estate company, because I've been with Century 21, I've been with Coldwell Banker, I've been with RE/MAX, I'm familiar with Keller Williams, Berkshire Hathaway, I know them all. So I'm not, you know, talk to me about joining eXp? No thanks. And I couldn't even, nobody could get past the no thanks. So a friend of mine who I coached for many, many years, Dennis D'Souza, I coached him for years, and he became the #1 RE/MAX agent in all of California. And he said, Brian, you've coached me. I'm grateful for you. I'm going to say this directly. Shut up. And I said, excuse me? Who are you telling me to shut up? Like, shut up? That's kind of harsh. He goes, you're saying no to something you don't know what you're saying no to. He goes, this is a very different business model. It's very disruptive. The world is changing. Look at it. Give me your input. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's for people that you coach. Educate yourself. So I said, okay, fair enough. So I looked at it and I'm like, wow, this sounds pretty sexy. This sounds, equity, revenue share, other sources of income that I would never had, which would have been nice for a 30-year real estate career. Could you even imagine it?
I can't even imagine how many agents you've trained on the job at Coldwell Banker and Remax.
Recruited, so I decided to go back and I had to go get my real estate license again. So that was a pain in the, and for the first 2 years, I was secret EXP agent. And I was fearful that, my bread and butter, all these great agents and companies that I coach and work with, Remax, Caldwell Banker, Century 21, Berkshire Hathaway, Keller Williams, I was fearful that if they knew that I was at EXP because of the agent attraction component, that it would cannibalize my coaching business. And what I learned is people trust me, they like me, they know I'm not going to do anything inappropriate or malicious. And, I do what I'm paid to do and help agents get great results. And at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is, this company is not for everybody. So it's not, hey, just come on over. Like, this company is the right fit for some people and not the right fit for other people. So I started doing a little bit more year 2 in terms of growing my organization. I brought on a few people who brought on a few people. I became really close with these friends because not only were we coaching together, we're now in business together.
Right.
And, we're mutually we mutually benefit by helping each other in a way that was undescribable before, or unfathomable. So it's been really, really great. So these agents brought in agents who brought in agents who brought in agents, and I'm up now to about, in 2 years' time, about 400, because I didn't do much the first 2 years, about 400 agents in my rev share group. Now, when people hear this, they go, 400 agents, wow, you must be working full time to recruit and attract. No, I'm on coaching calls all day long. I booked 17 speaking engagements in the last 30, 45 days around this NAR buyer agency proposed settlement on buyer agency. So my coaching business is my livelihood. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. I've only brought in 25 people over the last few years, and those 25 people have turned into 400, and that's where the leverage is. Now, a lot of people, say, well, I don't have any interest in recruiting. Great, no problem. I do. Maybe you do. Maybe some of the people who are here do. And maybe before you say you don't have any interest in it, maybe we should get more curious and go, what's the upside of maybe participating in this additional source of opportunity, even on a small scale?
Right.
And it's significant. So it's been a pleasure to be here. I'm very, very excited. I've got to meet people that I've never met before. I'm meeting you guys for the first time. And it's a place where strangers become friends and friends become family. Yeah. And it's pretty freaking wild. It's pretty outrageous. It's pretty incredible. I got to meet Glenn Sanford. And Glenn, I don't know how many billionaires you have in your phone directory, but right. Glenn Sanford will give you his cell phone number. When I was at Remax, no disrespect to Dave Liniger, brilliant guy. I've spoken on stages with him. I've spoken on stages with Gary Keller. You can't talk to these people. They're above you. You know, they're the founder and CEO of an international franchise, and they can't be bothered with you. I was the #2 agent in the world for Coldwell Banker, and you can't meet the owner because the owner is a private equity firm. The owner of Coldwell Banker is a company. And I got to meet the CEO of Coldwell Banker, Alex Perillo at the time, great guy. I didn't have his phone number. I couldn't call him and bounce an idea off him. So it's been a really great ride for me. And you know, I'll tell people this: the grass is greener where you water it, right? So if you're not happy where you're currently at and you're thinking EXP is going to make you happy, probably not. Probably not a fit for you.
I like that you do the takeaway there. And I always remind people that, you know, our model is really built for entrepreneurs, right? So if you have an entrepreneurial mindset, then you will have a solution focused mindset, right? Instead of constantly looking at challenges or problems, right? And any company that is growing as much as we have and innovating, there's constantly going to be things that we need to create solutions for, right? And so now kind of, if you can, taking a look back and now kind of look forward, what do you think the future is of eXp Realty? You know, is it already too late in the US? You know, I mean, these are some of the things I hear people saying. And now we just recently launched Revenue Share 2.0. I'm really excited about that. Kind of would like to get your input on that, Brian.
Yeah, that's very exciting. There's a lot we could talk about there, but a lot of great added incentives and benefits for agents here at eXp with Revenue Share 2.0. You know, our founders and our executive team and our leaders at this company, they're very innovative. They really are focused on the agents. They understand that it's, you know, the boots on the ground that takes care of the buyers and the sellers. Coldwell Banker didn't take care of my buyers and sellers. I took care of my buyers and sellers. Remax didn't take care of my buyers and sellers. I took care of my buyers and sellers. And built a local brand, boots on the ground in my community. But the brand, eXp, really does do a lot of great things for the agents. And Glenn Sanford, having been a Keller Williams agent himself, he understands the pain points of an agent, the struggles, the pitfalls, the trials and tribulations. And he understands that the more value you give your agents, the faster you're going to grow, the more you're going to retain, the faster you'll expand and scale. So Rev 2.0, you know, we could talk a lot about that, but you know, your first question, the future of eXp. I'd be a bajillionaire if I could predict the future.
Okay.
So I'm excited about the future. Here's what I know and I believe to be true. I'm responsible for my success. You're responsible for your success. eXp is an incredible vehicle with a jet engine. And man, I'm excited that I've got this jet engine and all these great tools in my cockpit that can make me more money and provide more stability and more wealth and more freedom for me and my family. I'm very excited about it. Where it will go, I have no idea. I think it's going to be pretty high though. And I'm betting on it, you know, and I'll just tell you this, and I probably shouldn't say this. I don't know if, I mean, I'm not on the executive team. So I'll just give you your caveat. You should all do your own due diligence. But this company has zero debt. Berkshire Hathaway has debt. Remax has debt. Coldwell Banker has debt. Keller Williams has debt. We have no debt, zero debt. I mean, growing my business, I had debt. How exciting is it to be part of a company with no debt? I'm pretty excited about that. we're responsible for our own success, but what I was going to say is I had a lot of assets and I liquidated those assets because I'm getting older. My priorities have changed in life. I'm tired of dealing with tenants and property management issues. And although I've had great wealth and experience owning real estate, the only real estate I own now is my home. I've had second homes, I've had VRBOs, I've had apartment buildings, I've had commercial properties. I'm excited to have none of that right now. All my marbles. So what do I think of the future? All my chips are financially are in with this company, and that might be not the wisest move for some people, but that's what I believe about the future.
And my last quick question here before we finish out our interview with you today, Brian, is if you could give one piece of advice to somebody who's looking at either here live today or watching the recording in the future, and they're thinking about maybe getting started at eXp, whether they're an experienced agent or a new agent, what would that one piece of advice be?
Yeah, probably the same advice I would give somebody who's looking to hire an assistant or build a team. Hire slow, fire fast, right? So look into this company. Don't think, look into this company with no pressure and no obligation. I think that that's probably the biggest mistake that we at eXp make. We get so excited about it. That excitement it's conveyed in terms of pressure and you got to be here. I would say you don't have to be here. And then when you know you don't have to do anything, you can look freely and openly. But when you're thinking about, on the other side, I'm going to have to make a decision, make the decision right now. You're not coming. Make the decision. I'm not coming, but I'm going to put on my R&D hat. I'm going to learn more about this company and see where that takes you. And maybe that'll take you here, maybe it won't, but make the decision right now. You're not coming, and just look at it. Look at, the financials, talk with other people that are here, and get clear on what your goals are, and then see if, any bus will get you there, Jason, if you don't know where you're going. So know where you want to go. I know where I want to go. I knew 30 years ago I would be in a position where I never had to work unless I wanted to. Now that just didn't become a reality, because the more money I made over the years, the more money I spent, the bigger the homes I bought, the better the vacations, the better I traveled, and I need to make money. But I know with absolute certainty, there will come a day in the very near future where I won't have to work. I don't have to, but I'll do what I want to do. And that's very liberating. So know where you want to go, know what you want your goals to be, and then size it up and see what company, what business model, what industry. Maybe it's not even real estate, maybe it's something else. See what it is that you want to do that aligns best with your goals, hopes, dreams, and visions.
Wow, I think that's the perfect way to end the interview today, Brian. I mean, I look at what you just delivered here in the last, 25 minutes or so, and it's amazing. And the rest of the content that you have and you put out there on the internet is fantastic, Brian. I just want to thank you for taking the time, come do this interview with our team here. And the third segment today, we're going to break down, of course, how he's gone about building his rev share group. But I want to thank you for taking your time and doing this interview with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, gang. It's so great to see you.
Hey, I hope you found value in today's legendary interview with our special guest. If you'd like to see more interviews just like this one, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you'd like to learn more about today's guest, I placed all their contact information in the description below. Who knows, maybe they are the mentor you've been looking for. And if you're looking to make a change who you are partnered with in real estate, feel free to book a no-pressure private Zoom call with me. During this private call, I'll share with you how we help real estate agents leverage their language skills and cultural connections to close more transactions both locally and internationally using cutting-edge lead generation technology and marketing techniques. If you want to find yourself in a different situation in 90 days or in a year from now, it's important to find the right partners that can mentor you, have the right strategies, and are willing to give you the roadmap without asking for an additional cut of your commission. With the unique eXp Realty model, it's a collaboration, not competition mentality. The numbers don't lie either. So if you're curious, reach out and set up an appointment. I look forward to meeting you. Feel free to check out the other videos I have here on the channel about eXp Realty too, in case you're just curious. Otherwise, drop your questions or suggestions for upcoming guests in the comments below. Once again, I'm Jason P. Jordan, your go-to global real estate coach with the Legends International team, brokered by eXp Realty. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.